Hello, welcome to the Kidney Kitchen. I'm delighted to welcome Dylan down to Cornwall. How you doing, fella?
I'm good, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. He's come all the way down from Wales to help me today. Not only is he a very good cook,
Thank you.
he's a rugby referee, he's had 2 kidney transplants, been on dialysis,
Yep.
so he's an all-round hero.
Thank you.
So, what are we cooking today, fella?
So we took in a tofu Wellington with a swede and carrot mash and tender stem broccoli.
Fantastic, that looks great, doesn't it?
It does have layers throughout it all.
And we've got puff pastry on the outside.
Yeah, we got puff pastry to give it a bit of crunch with a nice soft interior then.
Total vegan friendly dish.
Yeah,
is
full
it?
vegan.
Yeah. So first of all, the spinach pancakes.
Yeah, so we don't start by just adding the spinach into the blender. And then we don't add the milk, almond milk.
I like almond milk. I think it's really nice.
It's not as sweet as normal milk, but it gives off the same taste.
Yeah.
And we just don't add the flour in with it.
So we're going to make a nice smooth pancake batter now.
Yeah, we want it to be nice and smooth just because we don't want any lumps or anything in there when it goes into the pan. Just removing the lid, see if it's the consistency that we're looking for. It should be nice and smooth. So we're just taking it off, we don't add it straight into a jug. Okay, so we've already added some oil into the pan to get it nice and hot, and then we just want to take our mix. Make sure that we get a nice even layer all the way around, just move it around. Okay, just want to check to see if it's ready to flip. And we just want to. So our pancakes are there, we've just left them to cool now. We don't leave them to cool, just out on the side.
Lovely.
Okay, so we just want to add the garlic into the pan, get that nice and fragrant as it's going. After they've been going for a little bit, we just want to add in the onion. The onion and garlic have been sweating off a little bit and that they've gone soft. We just want to add the mushrooms in for about 30 seconds, just so they start to go nice and soft. Mix it in with the onions and the garlic.
That's just chestnut mushrooms, those, don't they? Brown mushrooms.
Yeah, so the brown mushrooms, it's going to give a nice earthy flavour to go with the tofu.
Lovely.
But it's also going to be nice and sweet with the paprika that we don't add in later. Okay, so now we just want to add the carrots in. It's grated carrots. It's going to mix in very nice with everything, with the mushrooms. Now that the carrots gone in, we don't add our thyme in. That's going to give, again, the nice smell that's going to come off the Wellington. Is also going to add flavour into the Wellington itself. Okay, so we don't add the paprika in. Now that everything's sort of sweated down and mixed together nicely, going to add about a teaspoon of paprika. Again, get that mixed in with everything. This is going to give the smoky flavour to the tofu as well as the stuffing itself.
Tofu can be a bit bland, can't it, sometimes, with that smoky.
So with
paprika.
the smoky, he's going to make it nice, and he's going to give it a sort of flavourful kick that it needs to bring it all together.
So you can smell it in the pan now, can't you?
Yeah, it's very fragrant.
Bit of black pepper as well, use a bit of black pepper?
Yeah.
No salt?
No salt.
No.
Okay, so we've now cooled it down. We've transferred it from a bowl into here. Now we just want to make sure to blitz it, but we don't want it too, we don't want it smooth. We just want it a bit lumpy, basically. We're just putting it back into the pan just to remove any excess water that's in it, because we want it nice and dry for when we go on to the pastry. Okay, so we don't assemble the Wellington after the mixture has got rid of all its moisture and cooled down. We've also set the oven 260 degrees fan temperature. So now we just want to cut the tofu so we get nice even pieces.
I've not used much tofu myself.
I think in this recipe it's going to bring out the flavour of the tofu, but also get the smokiness that's within with the paprika.
I'm looking forward to trying it, I must admit.
Yeah. So now that our tofu's cut in like batten sizes, we just want to get the pastry. It is pre-made, but it's vegan puff pastry.
You can buy that from the supermarket now, can't you?
Yeah, any major supermarket should be able to have vegan puff pastry.
It's a good product.
It's very good. It's very easy to use as well for making anything at home. So now we just want to add the pancakes onto the bottom. Okay. Second pancake's down. Just going to add our mixture onto here now.
And that's all cold, Dylan, isn't it?
Yeah, so this has all been cooled down for about 10 minutes. It may take longer depending on where you leave it. You can put it in the fridge, you can leave it outside on your windowsill, or even just leave it on the side to cool down.
And you put that back into the pan just to drive off the moisture. You don't want soggy pastry, is that right?
Yeah, so we just added it back into the pan after we had blitzed it down a little bit, just so we don't end up with the soggy pastry at the end. Okay, so we're just smoothing it out now to make sure that we got a relatively even layer of the sort of fill-in or the stuffing. Once this is done, we'll add the tofu wherever you sort of feel like it's necessary. You just want it to fill out the entire of the pastry, really.
Lovely.
Okay, so just want to add them like every so often. Make sure that you get a nice bit of tofu every time you sort of go in.
So when you cut it, everyone's going to get a little bit of everything,
everyone's going to be able to have a bit of everything, and there should be no arguing about who gets what bit. Okay, so we've done the first roll, just don't add the second one. Again, we're making sure that we got a nice space in between each tofu. And the last one should be able to just bring us nicely to the end. And that's our roll. What we don't want to do, just want to add a bit of the almond milk on either side, just so we can close the pastry up.
And create a little parcel.
Yeah. So we just want to make sure that they're all able to sort of meet up. We're able to close it all up there nicely. That then we're able to be able to flip it. Okay, so we're just making sure that the pastry is sealed from each end and that it's sealed from the sides as well. This is to prevent anything from basically coming out of the pastry when it's cooking. Because this is going to be the bottom, you want to make sure that everything's sealed, so when you do cut it, you don't have anything that's going to come straight out to the bottom. Exactly. And someone's missing everything that they were hoping for on their dinner.
I'll put a bit of greaseproof on there as well, is that right?
A bit of greaseproof paper, he's got a bit of vegan butter, just so nothing sticks at all and that we're able to just remove it straight away. Okay, so we're just making sure that we got every way covered. Okay, so we just don't add it into the oven now. The oven should already be preheated to 160. We just don't leave it for 40 to 45 minutes.
So what we got with the Wellington?
So we don't do some veg. We don't want to make sort of sweet and carrot puree to go on the side with it. We also got some tender stem broccoli that's going to accompany it just on the side nicely.
Lovely. I've just put a pan of water on for them.
Perfect. Yep. So how we've cut the sweet, we just cut it into rough sort of chops as long as they're nice and even so they cook at the same time. Just adding them in. And the carrots are exactly the same, just a rough chop, even cooking time. Adding both of them in, and then we just don't chuck them onto the top. Okay, so I'm just going to drain the carrots and sweet now into this one. Just going to add some vegan butter into there. You just want to mash it up then. You want to keep it roughly mashed, you don't want it too smooth, you want to be able to still get some lumps in there as well and still be able to have a different texture.
About 3 or 4 minutes on the broccoli.
Okay, so we just don't make a gravy, we don't add the stock cube into the spare veg water that we had left over, and we just don't mix it up. And then let it reduce down a little bit then, so we get a nice thickish gravy that's going to give...
Vegetable stock cube?
Yeah. So we just don't give it a nice extra flavour then towards the end.
Lovely. Wow, look at that, chef.
Welcome, Dylan. Yeah, it looks amazing, like a little work of art, isn't it?
Thank you.
Really?
It is.
Great plate of food, isn't it?
Fantastic. So tofu's not traditionally Welsh?
No, we wouldn't use it traditionally for a Wellington in any aspect, really.
No, but and it needs a lot of flavour, doesn't it?
Yeah, tofu can be quite bland on its own, so you just gotta make flavour basically with what we got.
I meant to ask, can you use smoked tofu as well? Because there's a smoked one you can buy, isn't there?
Yeah, you definitely could. I did analyse this actually for a smoked tofu, and it's certainly usable here. And it's, although it will have a bit of salt, if we think about the overall salt content of the meal, it's still quite low in salt anyway.
We did add a bit of smoked paprika to it, didn't we?
Yeah, we added a bit of the smoked paprika in with the stuffing, so the mushroom and the grated carrots.
So it's got a little bit of that smokiness anyway. And it's practically a plate of vegetables, isn't it? Because we've got 4.5 portions of your 5 a day, if you like, going into that 1 plate of food. So you'll definitely be reaching your 5 a day.
Totally vegan friendly as well, the pastry and stuff, everything. Yeah.
Fantastic. And tofu is a great plant-based alternative to animal protein.
Yeah.
And a little bit more gentle on the kidneys as well, certainly for people that are pre-dialysis. They might want to be a bit more careful with the amount of protein that they're having, and this is a really good alternative.
Cool, you want to give it a go, Angeline?
Yeah, definitely. We haven't added any salt to this, have we? No. And it's low in potassium and low in phosphate as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Overall, despite all those veggies as well, just goes to show you can have all these lovely vegetables. I'm going to have some of this lovely swede as well, so I'm a huge swede fan.
And we've made some pancakes as well that are really great. Spinach pancakes.
Amazing.
Yeah,
It adds a nice touch of colour.
with some almond milk.
There's definitely loads of spinach in it with the pancakes as well.
I'm loving the mushrooms. It's lovely, isn't it?
I love it with the sweetness of the swede and carrot as well.
Yeah.
Delicious.
I can taste the thyme as well. I can taste the
Thyme in there is just a bit of everything.
And could you freeze this?
You could probably freeze it before you cook it into like single batches of it, but you couldn't freeze it. Well, you could freeze it after the puff pastry stuff, but you wouldn't have the crisp of the pastry anymore, so.
And what about alternative plant proteins? So we've used tofu today. Could you do it with, say, other pulses or lentils?
Yeah, you can do it with sort of anything that's able to be folded around. You can do it with, like, it's a chicken meat substitute that is out there. There's lots of different meat substitutes that you could use. As long as you're able to get it nice and dry, and then you can wrap it. Yeah, you can do it with anything.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much
Delicious.
for cooking that in the kitchen today. Thank you.